I choose the single topic to share for tonight. It's about the practice of compassion. This topic you all will know and understand it very well. I also hope to get your experience too. Is this my speak is clear? No, it's clear, right? Because I will increase my speed. Usually people will say that you speak very slow and very low speed, so I need to high.
That's fine. They can come closer if they want to understand us.
Okay, thank you. So our topic is the practice of compassion. In Pali word is very karuna. Karuna is the compassion. What is the compassion in general meaning? In English definition is like the feeling of the suffering and feeling to help other suffering. According to the Buddhist perspective, it's not just only feeling compassion to the other suffering, but also to feeling to our own suffering, and not just only to feel our own suffering, is to find the cause of the suffering, to find and to get the cause of the suffering, and then trying to get the way to solve the cause of the suffering. What the Buddha means is here about compassion, karuna, to feel suffering and find the way, what is the cause, and then what is the way to solve the cause of the suffering. It's linked to the Four Noble Truths, right? Four Noble Truths of the Buddha teaching. In Four Noble Truths is talk about suffering first, right? Dukkha Satya, the truth of the suffering. And number two is Samudaya Satya, is mean the cause of the suffering. And the third one is the cessation of suffering, is Nibbana. And the last one is the Magga Satya, is the way to get Nibbana, is the way to the cessation of suffering. So here, according to the Four Noble Truths, if we summarize, I wanted to say the practice of karuna also is the way practice of Magga Satya as well. But karuna is only one word, but it has a deep definition. So today, I wanted to say that the practice of compassion is important, and many people do not know how to heal our suffering in our daily life. Many people suffer and still cannot follow the Buddhist teaching to heal our suffering. Just only some few people, there are many few people can practice and get peace of mind in order to enjoy our human life. There are so many people, few people. So, what is the compassion here? As I talk a movement, a last verse. Without contemplation, dukkha or suffering, it is very difficult to arouse. It is very difficult to be compassionate without suffering. So in the sutta of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is also considered to be the first sermon of the Buddha. Suffering is the first point, right? The first point of the contemplation that we need to be mindful. So here, compassion or karuna is also the quality of heart that is moved and shaken when in touch with suffering. So what is the suffering in our daily life? What is the suffering in our human life? We need to be mindful. Many people don't know even we are suffering. This is the nature of human, even monks all are need to practice. Sometimes we lose our mindfulness and we don't know even we are suffering. And the mindfulness is important. That's why we are practice meditation. Practice meditation to help our mind, to help our to get mindfulness, to be strong, to get our strong mindfulness, to know our emotion. So there are many suffering if we list in our daily life, right? We all are experienced. So here I list some point of the suffering is that the first is attachment. Second one is anger. Third one is the delusion and frustration, depression, fear and complaint. Negative emotion. All negative emotion are suffering. Yeah. So negative emotion cover all that can make us suffer. In our daily life, we will experience. And here, I also would like to talk about two types of people. If we summarize all, just only two types, but it's the habit of our mind. It's in English called auto reaction. Auto reaction is concerning our emotion. The first people will complain to oneself, complain to yourself. Yeah, complain. The second people will complain to the other. Yeah, two types of people. We need to criticize ourselves. Yeah, two types of people. You can think the first kind of people complain to yourself is still okay, right? Complain, maybe someone who like to fear or depression, something like that is mean complain to oneself. It's still okay, but it's not more dangerous than second people, right? Second people complain to other. It's dangerous. Sometimes he was angry or did something bad and complain to the other. Who did it? Why you did it? And angry with the people. It suffer and it can link to the other. It connects to the other, right? Transfer. Yeah. Transfer the suffering to the other.
It's a chain reaction and that goes on.
Yeah. So this type of people is a little bit dangerous. Yeah. The first people is okay, but however, sometimes it can be dangerous to ourselves. Yeah, so we can heal ourselves. It's okay. But for the second people, we need to help each other. but it's not very easy, right? He himself need to practice, and we also can help each other. Okay? So now we know the cause of the suffering and how to heal the suffering and how to practice compassion. We need to know the way. Here I note about the way to practice compassion is we need mindfulness. Without mindfulness, we don't know the suffering. If we don't know suffering, so we will not know the way how to get it, how to delete or how to eradicate it. So we need to listen our own suffering. Listen our own suffering and then feel compassion for the other. We need to solve our own suffering, even if we want to solve other suffering. To get rid of the suffering from our own self first. Normally people used to fight and flight in our daily life, right? Flight or flight, right? Yeah. This is a popular word, right? These two words. People used to, if we think that we will win, so we fight. We trying to over it, the suffering. We don't want anymore. If we pain or we don't like or we are feeling something bad, we want to get it out. We try to be angry, and we will get more suffer. And sometimes we are finding the way how to run away, going here or there or doing something, something even without mindfulness. Yeah. Fight or flight. Usually, people. This is the nature of the human mind. Want to fight. If we don't fight, we will run away, flight. Okay. According to the Buddhist teaching, we will need to be friends with suffering until we can cope with it. This is what the Buddha advised for the people, because suffering will never run away from us. Yeah. And don't want to run away from suffering. Trying to be friend with suffering and trying to cope with it. And even our body suffer, our mind is not suffer. This is important what the Buddha means. Because until we get enlightenment, the suffer will stay with us. No, Loka Dhamma, right? Loka Dhamma is mean in our life, sometimes we will have good feeling, sometimes we will get bad feeling. We will have both, changing all the time. Impermanent is according to the three characteristics: impermanent, dukkha, and non-self. As we are human, so we need to be mindful and know the nature of the suffering. Know the nature of the suffering. And the Buddha also say that don't fight against pain and negativity. Negativity will never bring peace. Be patient and have compassion and relax. This is better. This way is better. Right? Be patient, have compassion, and be relaxed. Continuously. To reduce it and to know the nature of the suffering. And we will be friends and we will be reduced. If we have mindfulness, our pain, we will nurture it, right? We will know it and we will not want to run away, we will not fight, we will just stay, let it go, something like that. Know the feeling. If we know, if we observe, it will reduce a little bit. It will not increase. If we fight back, it will increase. This is the nature of the pain as well. It's the nature of the suffering. For example, if we think of someone who we don't like, we don't want to hear what he is speaking. So what we don't like, if we think again and again, it will make us be angry, want to fight back. This is the nature. So here the Buddha said that don't want to fight back. So be mindful that we don't like. Be patient. Be compassionate to ourselves. I am angry, right? To protect ourselves, not to be angry, not to be suffer when we don't like. Even someone is did something bad. He is suffering, but we protect our mind, not to be suffer with him or her. Yeah. So the primary step in practicing compassion, there are 4 steps that I note. Number 1 is feeling compassion to ourselves. It's the most important. Feeling compassion. And number 2, feeling compassion to our family one by one, father, mother, anyone, step by step. Feeling compassion, not just as I talk, not just only feeling. For example, if we see some suffering, how can we help to get rid of the suffering? How can we help each other? Find a way and help each other, and also sharing loving kindness. We can help as much as possible. Yeah, this is how we practice. So number 3 is compassion for relatives and friends. The last one is compassion for competitors. Even our opposite one. Yeah, the Buddha encouraged us not to fight back even the competitor or even someone who did something bad to us. We still need to protect us and feeling compassion to him. In the Buddhist Buddha time, right? Who is the brother of the Gautama Buddha, trying to be angry and trying to fight Buddha, but the Buddha just protect his mind and trying to be compassionate to him. Devadatta, yeah. Yeah. This is the example how Buddha practiced, and in the same way, we can practice here for the competitors in our daily life. So next, I wanted to say, how can we replace anger with compassion and desire with joys? Replace the anger with compassion and desire with joy. In Satipatthana Sutta, one use mindfulness, effort, and understanding to address those hindrances, usually summarized as 2: covetousness and destructive mind. In Satipatthana Sutta is in that how can we replace anger? If we anger, here we need to be mindful. Number 1, satima, adapi, and sampajano. 3 words. We need to be mindful. The first one, mindfulness, and second one, we need to be effort, trying to observe, trying to be mindful. When we are angry, when we don't like something or even ourselves, sometimes we don't like. So we need to be mindful. Number 1, mindful, and number 2 is to try, put more effort. And number 3, understanding. So if we have strong mindfulness, we will strong effort and we will get more understanding. So if we understanding here in our daily life, if we summarize, we will see one is that we like and another one is we don't like in our daily life. So two strong emotions that all form of the four Satipatthana mindfulness practice are designed to overcome. In Pali word, it says that Vineya Loge Abhijja Domanasam. Yeah, Domanasam. It means that these two emotions is four Satipatthana practice to overcome what we like and what we don't like. What we like is will be more critical. What we don't like, we will be angry. So here, compassion, karuna, based on mindfulness, manage and finally eradicate aversion. In another word, it transforms the habit energy of aversion into compassion. And joy mudita is the breath on mindfulness transform the energy of desire into pure joy. Yeah. So here, if we practice compassion, it can overcome what we like and what we don't like. The compassion, the practice of compassion is good way to practice in meditation as well. Some people in Asia, they think that only just some like the protective meditation. Actually here, I also study that in Europe. Maybe this one's also important.
For protective meditation, something like that. There is this guided meditations for protective meditations.
For protective meditation?
Do we do that?
Yes, Buddhist, Manusati, Metta, and
Yeah, for protective. Like they help to get concentration or something like that. So here, how to use the way of the mudita to help our suffering. So here I will say rely on a joint movement to get through a hard day. Yeah. This is also one.
You have to walk up to the monastery.
Yeah. Okay.
Enjoy the movement uphill.
Okay. So as we all know, nutrition is for 25% for the body and 75% for the mind. Just nutrition. For example, for our body, we eat food, fruits or something to get healthy. So for our mind, we have 75. For our body, only 25. But we are eating every day, even 3 times per day. But for 25%. So mind is for our mind is very important to get good nutrition. To get good nutrition is very important because we lost our mindfulness and we don't know, and if we follow our emotion, we will get more negative. If we get more negative, we will feel pain, something suffer. 75% of the nutrition. So we need to try to get more positive thinking, positive emotion. Yeah, positive emotion. Throughout the day, we need to be trying to be mindful of our movement and think positively. Focus on the good side of an event and think about it again and again in order to develop more joy. This is the way. And the power of joyful movement, mudita, will certainly grow as a positive thinking is practiced. And mudita practice is a medicine to heal the suffering in our daily life if we practice it normally. If we practice mudita, appreciation, because many good sides of our experience, right, in a day. We need to think and try to get good feeling. Why we need to get good feeling? Because not to follow negative thinking. If we follow negative thinking, we will get more suffer. Even, for example, in a day, when I start from when we wake up until when we go to bed, the whole day, everything are ready. For example, electricity is okay, water is ready for us, and our body also get healthy, no problem anymore. We need to appreciate everything. But sometimes we will get anger with someone or get anger with something. For example, my phone, I down from the floor and it was broken, and my feeling will come here. And normally we will feel more pain with this one, so we will lose our mindfulness and we will lose our good emotion. Thus everything is okay. We will think it again and again and we were not happy. This is the nature of the mind, even because of the one thing that we are experiencing. Until we go to the bed, everything is okay. Just only one thing that can make us and we cannot sleep. Sometimes we was angry and remember this again and again. This is the nature. So we need to be careful our emotion. So how to heal the suffering? So I note HEAL, heal, the definition of one every word HEAL.
Abbreviation.
Yeah. I note this information from Venerable Dhammasami. Dhammasami, our founder of Oxford Buddha Vihara, he taught in online, but especially in Burmese language for the Burmese people in Myanmar. But they linked Zoom, so I joined and I got this meaning. But in definition, he show the word in English. Number one is age. Right? Age. What is it? This is have good thoughts and good experience and good success. Yeah. To have more good thoughts, to have more good experience and good success in our daily life. What we success and we try to think and get good side. For example, just a moment I said, not to think a negative only one and trying to think what we have good thoughts, good experience and good success and good feeling. Which one can make our feeling better and we can think. We need to have age. The meaning of age is we need to have good thoughts, good experience, good feeling, good success. Trying to find the good things. And number two is E. E is enrich. What we need to enrich?
Enrich.
Enrich the good thought, good experience, good success, good feeling, enriches, right?
First is have and then enrich.
Yeah, the first one is have, the second one is enriches, to last long good feeling, to have more good feeling and to last long. It's become mindful and meditation as well. Even we sit, even we stand, even we lie down, if we think, it's already meditation. It's already mindful. It's already heal our negative thought. So the third one is absorb. Absorb the good thoughts, absorb the good experience, absorb the good success, absorb it. How to absorb? To remember it again and again. Think of it again and again. Like we chanting. Chanting, we know the meaning, chanting. Namo Tassa, even we Namo Tassa 3 times, right? Yeah, like this. Even good thought, trying to remember it. Oh, yesterday I did. I helped my parents to get healthy, or something like that. What is the good? We can find a way. Oh, yesterday we joined the lunch together, and our lunch was very good and very healthy food. The good side of our experience, we trying to think it and again to absorb, and we will get good feeling. So the final word is L. L, right? L. So I don't need to draw, right? But for our teacher, Dhamma Sami, he draw and show. Okay, so I will just show you on the A. L is link. What do we need to link? Here is very important. Positive thinking and negative thinking need to link. Because the first one, second one, and third one, we already have the power of the mudita, appreciation. So when we link only one suffering, only one negative, which one will we win, right? So the power of the good thought, the power of the good experience, the power of the good success, the power of the good feeling will heal, right? It's a medicine to heal the negative thought, the bad feeling will reduce. So the final word is L, the link. We need to connect. Think two upside. It's automatically we remember. We don't need to think for the negative. It automatically appears in our mind. Yes. So we need to try to get more positive feeling, and it will link and here it will reduce. So we will be better, good feeling. This is the way. So finally, I would like to talk about why we need to be compassionate to someone who did something bad to us. This is the big question, right? Normally people, we don't need to care. We don't need to care. So here the Buddha said, don't respond with hostility to the cruel one. If we think of the other who we don't like, we will suffer. The more we think about it, the more we feel agony, dissatisfaction. We will feel never satisfied. So we need to protect ourselves. Just a moment I talk. The first thing, we need to be mindful. The second, we need to be compassionate. Mindful. Even someone did something bad, we need to be mindful. To protect ourselves, not to be suffer. Protect ourselves and be compassionate. If we are compassionate, we will have no anger or suffering. Yeah. According to the Satipatthana Sutta, we need to practice Karuna and Mudita in order to know exactly what is happening in our mind. According to the Satipatthana Sutta, it is very important to observe our mind. In 4 Satipatthana also encourage us to observe the mind process. Cittanupassana Satipatthana, mind process. What is happening in our mind? Every time in a day, we need to check our emotion. Is it positive? Is it negative? Just only 2 things. We need to check. Whenever we speak, whenever we go, whenever we do, whenever we doing something, we need to check our emotion. Positive or negative, this is important. If we are positive, just need to be appreciate more and more. If we are negative, we need to be compassionate. Don't complain. Even ourselves. Don't complain the other as well. Don't complain ourselves. Even ourselves, we need to be compassionate. Even we are suffer, even we are negative, it's okay. This is our normal. This can be negative sometimes because we don't like it, right? But we need to be compassionate and we need to be mindful. We need to reduce it. Negative thought, negative thinking. So, do I have time? Oh.
We have time, it's okay, we don't have to leave it.
Okay, so. Okay, finally, this way of practice can lead us to overcome inconveniences and be mindful of convenience in our daily life. If we are positive, if we have positive thinking, we need to be appreciate. If we are good feeling, appreciate to trying to develop more and more. If we are negative, be compassionate and trying to reduce it. Be kind to ourselves. If we do not know we are negative or we are positive, if we don't know, it means we are delusion. We are deluded. Moha. Yeah. That's why mindfulness is important. We need to start to observe the nature of our mind. The nature of our mind, negative or positive, and check and try to heal it, trying to reduce it. This is important for our practice for better life. So, the practice of compassion can lead to good and successful life. We can use the method of practice it and stay with suffering until we can cope with it. Otherwise, we were trying to run away from suffering and we will never be satisfied. So we need to do it correctly and get good result in our daily life. Finally, I would like to say, compassion and kindness can be considered means to enlightenment. It can practice slowly, right? Slowly and slowly. This is not very easy. So we need to practice in our daily life. We can observe our mind, negative or positive, and we will get better feeling. To get better feeling is important, as I said, mudita. Mudita can help to our negative feeling. So to get better practice, we need to practice. To get better feeling, we need to practice. It is easy to understand and know the meaning of the word compassion, but it is difficult to get the practice of compassion. Even is it difficult? If we start to do it day by day, time by time, we do it normally, it will be our habit. From day to day, we will observe our mind process and we will feel compassion to ourselves. We will find a way how to overcome, not to be suffer. And how can we get more good feeling? We will know the way and we will get the benefits of our practice. So thank you for everyone, and if you have any question you can ask, and if you have more about it, I hope to get you sharing, and thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have this text and you can send me? I can put it somewhere like a document or online or like electronic version.
Okay. I think it's okay. Thank you. This is Dhamma Sami, this is me. Dhamma Sami is very big.
You made a beautiful compilation of it.
I'm doing some.
If you need to ask the Venerable Dhamma Sami if we can share this.
For this one?
Yeah, if we can share it, but if not, then it's a great talk.
I think
It's not necessary. Just if you can think about it.
the topic is okay. Because I sometimes I did not check the word. Something like that.
Okay, we can check.
We can translate it anyway.
Yes.
You will translate.
Or if you want to share, you can share.
Yes, I wanted
You
to
can
share.
share. I think you will post in Facebook or something like that. Is this in public?
No, I just put in the Facebook event for this.
Yeah.
If somebody wants or
Yeah,
in the
or
group.
for anyone.
Yeah, for the group.
For anyone, it's okay.
Or send in group.
Yeah, we have a Facebook group, so I can put it there.
Yeah, I have it. I have image of it.
Yes, I can check for spelling anything, and then put it.
Okay.
And then do it in Serbian as well.
Mm.
I can translate to Serbian.
If you have any suggestion, you can give. I'm also trying to develop my writing. I did it as like article introduction. And what
Yes,
is it and
it's very
how
good.
and why and also conclusion. This is my first article.
A proper paper, yes.
Thank you for your.
Any questions?
Thank you, Mata.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say, express appreciation
Thank you.
and very beautiful talk, and appreciate you coming here and taking your time to share Dhamma with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
A little bit.